Everyone, I hope everybody's doing well. Sorry for no camera. I'm having some technical issues. It was keep cutting off on me for some reason. I say it's just some technical issues. I know it's a bit strange, but we go with it for today. So I wanted to talk about the Dail's bar in Westcott. So basically, if you don't know what I'm talking about, in Dail they have their own private bar in Westcott. And half of the TDs, half of the ministers don't pay their tabs, and the taxpayer has to flip the bill. And that's the majority of them don't pay it for it. And you know what? Every pub in this country at the moment is closed. And before that, I had a rule of €9. You had to pay €9 because the fire was randomly turned up if you didn't pay €9. If you were a miserable fucker, the fires will randomly come and kill you. Because you didn't pay €9 for a drink, and substantially understand it. It didn't make any sense. And do you know what they did in Dail? First of all, they wanted to lower the money down to be less than €9 for just especially for the Dail's bar. Isn't it a great country? They didn't think about anything. They didn't think about any other business. They just thought of themselves. Again, it's the same today. So I just recommend you watch this YouTube video. It's from Dan the Mixtape. He has a YouTube channel. Make sure you check him out. You look at my descriptions on my channel, and you should find him. He done a video, and the Independent. Just basically, I just sum it up. The Independent released, I suppose, a media post, if you may use that, or a post. And I noticed it at the time. That they set up at the Dail's bar, right? And about an hour later or 2 hours later, they had it removed. And obviously, I didn't pass much remarks at the time, but you look at it on Dan's Mixtapes video, and you should find, you would see what I'm talking about. Again, it's the hypocrisy at the highest level in this country. A rule for the politicians and the judges and the barristers and the bondholders and the everybody that's in power in this country. One rule for them, another rule for thee. Isn't that right? Another rule for us, the people of Ireland. The taxpayer, the person who flips the bill for everything they do. The person who works night and day to keep them in their luxury palaces and the luxury houses. And to keep Dail open. And obviously to flip the bill for them not paying for their tabs. Which is a disgrace. If there was anybody else that was starving on the street and went into a restaurant, some restaurants might give them sympathy, but the majority of restaurants will say, no thank you, we don't want your custom because you don't have the money to pay. And they'll just throw them back on the street, and that's the sad thing to say, but that's sometimes what happens. And then you have these fuckers in Dail taking the high and mighty going in, and then being so sly and so evil to ask the taxpayer to flip the bill. And it's a disgrace that they ordered 3,500 pubs to close across this country. Some of them were never opened again, and we might as well be honest. Some of them were on their last legs anyway. And this is just push forward, the disaster for many pubs. This lockdown. And obviously, I wouldn't be surprised, to be honest. This country, this government couldn't do anything better. It could, like, everything they could do to annoy people and to upset people and to destroy people's livelihoods and destroy everything. Like, again, Golfgate, I don't even have to say anymore. They just randomly went down to a golf society when everybody else couldn't go anywhere. And they did their own thing, and Phil Hogan drives around half the country. And it's, again, that shows you the hypocrisy at the highest level. Nothing was done about it. Nobody, some of them were signed from different, but there's still TDs, they're still getting their big pensions. Phil Hogan won't staff, don't worry about that. He get 3 or 4 pensions out of it. He might even end up in a committee which would get more money for. Wouldn't be surprised. I'm giving them ideas now. But again, the Dail bar, I say, is open, and the Independent removed it after an hour or two. The statement said the Dail bar, because again, it was trying to say to keep former TDs away from the Dail bar. And again, it just goes to show you the hypocrisy, because again, they didn't say it. Because again, the mainstream media in this country just, kind of trolley around the place. They'd be too busy focusing on the annoying Trump and, this man's the most evil man in history. Like, this is what they're going on about, RT and everything else. They couldn't care less about anything else. You just have to wonder. You really just have to wonder what this country's turned into. So yeah, that's what's happening at the moment. I said the Dail bar is still open. I'd be very surprised if they didn't. Because again, what's worse to the politicians? What's worse to them? They don't abide by any laws. They don't care about the only person. At the end of the day, they don't really care. As long as you pay their bill in the bar, apart from that, they couldn't care less. So yeah, great country, isn't it? As I always say, it's just a great country. We live in just a great country. I think even in North Korea, we could top North Korea with our politicians. But anyway, thank you for watching. Take care out there. And what we should start doing? We should start going into restaurants and making the politicians pay for our bills and flip the bill to the politicians. That'd be quite a change of tone, wouldn't it?